Hi everyone, and welcome to the online launch of my new Arbonne business. Today we're going to be focusing a little bit more on the business opportunity. So there is a video on the products if you want to see it, and a bit about my favourite products, but today we're going to talk all about the business opportunity. So I'm joined by Executive District Manager at Arbonne, Emma Coots, who is my sponsor. And Emma will talk a little bit through exactly what the business is and how you perhaps get involved. But I think to start, I'll just tell you a little bit about why I decided to say yes to Arbonne. So I'm a marketing manager at a technology company in the city. I completely love what I do, but I do have to commute every day. And also, it's not as flexible as working for yourself. So for me, what I would be looking for is something that has slightly more flexibility and also gives me another passive income stream. So it's more about the financial security. The other thing is that I do love to travel. So I would also look for something that gives me that flexibility in my lifestyle. And then Emma introduced me to Arbonne. Now, I never perhaps thought I would do something in network marketing. To be honest, it had never really crossed my path before. And I was perhaps a bit uneducated and probably a little bit skeptical. But I had already tried the Arbonne products. I'd tried the mascara, and then I'd done the 30 Days to Healthy Living plan, which I absolutely loved. And I was going to repurchase more products anyway. So I went on holiday, did a lot of research and educated myself as to actually what Arbonne is, what it stands for. I was so impressed with the ethics. I was already impressed with the quality of the product because I was going to repurchase lots more anyway. But the fact that everything's vegan, everything's cruelty-free, there's no testing on animals at all. And the ethics was something that really related to me. I'm starting to be more conscious of my consumer choices. I want things to be more ethical. And it really struck a chord with me and it fitted well with me. So I was on holiday thinking, and I thought, you know what, why not say yes? What's the worst thing that could happen? Ultimately, it's that I just get amazing discounts on products I was going to buy anyway. And the best thing that can happen is, and my aspirations now for Arbonne, is that I have a secure passive income stream. I have far more choice in my lifestyle that enables me to live the lifestyle that I would want, to travel more, and also to enjoy life more. And also to work on some of the other business ventures, such as my marketing and social media consultancy, that I would then have more time to do. So for me, it was a no-brainer. And now I'm going to let Emma tell you a little bit about why she chose to start her Arbonne business as well.
Thanks, Eleanor. So my reason is so different to yours, and that's really what I love about Arbonne. There's so many people from so many different walks of life who come into the business and do really well with it. So hi everyone, my name is Emma, and I am an independent consultant at the level of Executive District Manager, as Eleanor said, with Arbonne. And we'll talk a little bit later about kind of what that means. But my background is corporate, so kind of similar to Eleanor's, although different industries, different roles. I'm a project manager in the building management industry, which is a role that I really, really enjoy. I've always been extremely career driven and very focused on climbing that corporate ladder. And whilst my role is really varied, and I get to meet with lots of different people, I also have to travel a lot. And I think, like most people in corporate nowadays, 9 till 5 doesn't exist. It's a 7 till 7 or 8 till 6 or whatever it might be for you, for me, but that's what it was for me. And I travel a lot. So when I had my little girl, it's almost 2 years ago now, my priorities just totally changed in life. And I realised that I didn't want to miss out on her growing up. I didn't want to be the stressed person that I was and I had been as I've been growing my corporate career. And I also really didn't want to go back to work full time, which I was really shocked by, because I genuinely thought I would be there, right, have the kid, back to work now. And it just totally changed me. I was really very lucky because my company was extremely supportive of my decision to come back 3 days a week, and they still continue to be so. However, as the main income earner between me and my partner, I wanted and needed to find something else that I could do flexibly around my daughter, around my life, to make it that difference in salary, because we as together have got very used to having holidays every year and having a nice lifestyle, and I didn't want to let that drop just because I chose to take a different path. But I had absolutely no idea how I was going to do that and what that was going to be. So I was sat there, as you do, complaining to your friend about choices in life, and she said to me, Emma, why don't you speak to my mum about Arbonne? Now, I had heard of Arbonne, so about 8 or 9 months prior, one of my best friends got married, and the makeup artist who did our makeup was an Arbonne independent consultant, and she used a primer and a mascara, and I was like, oh my God, what is this stuff? It is amazing. And I wasn't really even into makeup. Like, I know Eleanor loves makeup. I didn't really get it. I was just like, whatever. And I was blown away by it. So I knew the products were really good. And I knew that my friend's mum was in Arbonne. I also had seen via social media that a girl who went to school in the year below me, she was a solicitor, and she'd also started her business and seemed to be doing very well with it. So to be honest, I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what it involved. And I'm from a very, as I said, a very career-focused corporate background, and thought, really, I was too good to do what I thought they were doing, which was selling makeup products, and kind of being one of those people who were doing one of those things, which is kind of how I saw it. However, I knew I wasn't going to go back to work full time, so I decided to be really open-minded and listen to what my friend said and go and meet with her mum. I'd known her since I was 16. I trusted her. And also, she was from a really corporate background as well, had had a phenomenally successful career. And I was just like, okay, I'm going to listen. So I listened. I went to a Discover Arbonne event where there were all people kind of explaining how they got into Arbonne and what they did. And I signed up pretty much immediately when I realised that there was zero risk in starting my business, and I could create a passive and residual income, which is something I'm going to talk about a little bit more on the slides tonight. I mean, I realised I was extremely uneducated about what network marketing was, and also it was just so outside my comfort zone. But I had a really, really good gut feeling about it, and I'm a person who goes with my gut 100% of the time, and I am so grateful that I did, because otherwise I'd have gone back to work full time. I'd missed out on I went back to work when my daughter was 1, so the last year of her life, and any potential more children that we choose to have. And also I'd then be continuing in that rat race of the corporate world of exchanging my time for money and working until I 40 odd plus maybe 50 years, depending on what the government do, until I could then get my pension. And don't get me started on pensions, because that's a whole other thing. If anyone has ever seen the BBC documentary, like, this is why you need this business. But what I can say is, in the past 18 months that I have been building my Arbonne business, I have met a phenomenal community of people who are just so supportive. I have been mentoring and helping other people to develop their businesses, which I absolutely love with passion. And I've also been really helping people themselves, so whether that's with their skin, with how they feel, with how they look, with how they feel on the inside and the outside, through a healthy living program. Literally today just had a lady who has finished her program, and the message that she sent me made me cry, because I was just like, oh my God, through me just introducing her to a program, it has phenomenally changed her in the past 30 days. And it's incredible that you kind of have a gift that you can support and you can help people, and all we do is really share that. So it has been amazing, and I'm just so grateful that I took a bit of a leap of faith and tried something that was so outside my comfort zone. And it's just amazing what Arbonne has to offer and what I'm creating now for my family. So I'm very excited about sharing the slides with you this evening, and for you to hear a bit more about what it's about. So we stay on the first slide that you can see there. So I think even if there are just 3 things that you take away from this call this evening, then that'll still be amazing, because what I have learned through doing my Arbonne business is the importance of time leverage and passive income. So what that means essentially is creating a cash flow that comes in month after month after month without having to continually trade your time for money. So a simple example of this is something like a rental property. So if you have a rental property, you receive cash flow month after month after month. That person pays you rent irrespective of if you are working hours or not. So that's what we call a passive or a residual income. And that is one of the smartest things that you can get your head around. If you want to truly create wealth, this is one of the fastest ways to do that. So by creating a passive or residual income and leveraging time. So the importance of not just relying on one source of income, I think we're seeing that a lot nowadays. So creating multiple sources of income is really, really important. Today with job security where it is, we've got a volatile market in terms of investments, in terms of property prices, and they're going through the roof. And like I said earlier, retirement ages are just getting pushed back, and people are having to work for much longer. It just isn't smart to be relying on one source of income nowadays, in my opinion. So the value of wealth and the freedom of choice is super important. And so, because I mean, you can have all the money in the world, but actually, if you have no time or freedom of choice to enjoy that money, then what's the point? So being able to do what you want to do, when you want to do it, and help people and support people, for me, that's kind of like my ultimate end game in life. So if you are a person that is looking for more out of life, is looking for more time, more choice, more freedom, less stress, then sit tight and listen to what this is all about. Listen with an open mind, as Arbonne is just a vehicle that can give you exactly those things. So see if this may be something for you. It may not. It may be something for somebody that you know. And I'm sure that once you've heard this information, it really is quite an exciting business, and you can probably understand why Eleanor has gotten involved. So if we scooch on to the next slide, Eleanor. Thank you. So the people that you see here, everyone, oh, sorry, that one just that you've just got on. There we go. Yeah. So you might think, oh, look at all these like fake photos of fake people. These people aren't fake. I absolutely assure you and promise you, every single person in this is an independent consultant at various levels throughout Arbonne. We don't use models or anything like that. We use our own people in all of our products, kind of marketing material. But everyone you see owns a business, just like Ellen does, just like I do. And like I said earlier, what I love is that no matter what, no matter what background you're from, everyone has the ability to build this business. So we've got lawyers, we've got doctors, we've got performers, we've got school teachers, you name it. We've got people from different walks of life, which is just amazing. So if we go on to the next one, Anna. Thank you. So a little bit about Arbonne, if you've not heard of Arbonne before. So it is a growing and thriving beauty, health and wellness business. It has a Swiss heritage that has been changing lives for over 40 years. And 40 years, you might be thinking, oh my gosh, how have I not heard of it? That's exactly what I was like, and I'll come on to explain a bit about that anyway. So we are botanically based, and we focus on skincare, nutrition, bath and body products, and cosmetics. They make in beauty. The business was originally set up by a Norwegian botanist who had an amazing vision to create a botanically based, it started with skincare brand that was extremely high end, extremely safe, and with none of the nasty ingredients that were so common in products out there at the time. He also wanted this to be accessible to everyday people, to be able to afford it and couple it with a business model in order for that to happen. So that is essentially a different distribution model to your traditional high street model that will come up, I'll tell you about shortly. But what that does, it allows high-end quality products to be sold at affordable prices, so the normal average person can benefit from it. So we started in the USA 40 years ago, and we have moved into Canada, the UK, Australia, New Zealand and Poland. And what is really exciting, and I'll talk about this a little more at the end, but our globalization is still yet to happen. And for me, that's pretty incredible for a business that's 40 years old. And yet to globalize makes this really an amazing business opportunity. And I'll tell you why a bit later on. So we are now part of a company called Groupe Rocher. It's a French company. They're a 2.5 billion euro company. And they also have our sister companies, so other companies under the umbrella of Groupe Rocher. You may have heard of brands like Yves Rocher, which is a very high-end French skincare brand, and also Le Petit Bateau, which is a very beautiful yet high-end and luxurious baby range that I think the royals dress their kids in. So kind of they're the types of companies that we sit within under Groupe Rocher. So it's a really, really great company to be part of. So Arbonne is also a member of the Direct Selling Authority, which is something that I'm really, really passionate about. So we have won lots of awards through this, and we've got consultants who actually sit on the board, because ethics, like Ellen said, are really, really important to us, that we are professional and we are delivering to to the absolute by the book within this industry. And also shows the high standards that we like to adhere to. So that's a brilliant one. And we've also just been announced as a B Corporation. So that means that we balance the people, social and environmental considerations along with profit through our business. So profit and those other things are balanced. So we meet the highest standards of verified social and environmental performance and transparency and accountability. And only 3,000 companies across the globe have this at the moment. And Arbonne sit in the top 25 of the largest companies that have it. So I couldn't be prouder to represent a business that has such strong values and strong ethics. So that's a little bit about the business. If we scoot on next slide, which is a little bit about the product advantage. So what makes our products unique? Because, you know, there are so many products out there now. So what is it about Arbonne that stands out? So for me, there's a few things. So number one is that our products are independently clinically tested. We outsource this testing to another company to prove that it works, and we benchmark ourselves against top high street brands and other network marketing companies, and we always come out on top. So that's a really, really important one. We combine the best of green science with the best of nature. So we have botanically based, but we combine that with green science. So we have products that actually work. Hence why when we do our clinical trials, we come out on top. What I also love about this is what's not in our products, and I will go into that on the next slide. But we're built on Swiss heritage standards, and I know when you think of Swiss, you think of things like watches and lovely chocolates and things like that. It's just high-end quality products. It's one of the highest standards out there, and all of our products adhere to this Swiss heritage standards, which is great. Also extremely passionate, I'm very passionate about this, is that we have never ever tested on animals in our 40-year history. Right from day one, we are vegan certified, we're kosher certified, we're gluten-free, we're dairy-free, and our sports range has all the drug approval certifications, so it can be used by professional athletes. So all of our products are to a really high standard. And we don't have, because we're vegan, we don't have any animal byproduct products, which are used as a lot of the time in fillers and products. We have nothing of that. Our products are pure, safe and beneficial. So these are all the kind of things that people are looking for when they're buying their products nowadays. So I'm really proud that we've been doing this for 40 years. So we're not jumping on the bandwagon, so to speak. We are the bandwagon. And now we have our B Corp as well. We are absolutely leading the way in sustainability over and above all other companies out there. So really, really proud of that. So if we go on to the next slide, which this kind of leads on to a motto that I just mentioned. So we are pure, we're safe, and we're beneficial. So pure because we're botanically based and we're mixed with green science. Safe because of what we don't have in our products, which is just as important about what we do put into our products. And beneficial because they actually deliver results. So our products work. So we've done the clinical trials, but there is no clinical trial quite the same as actually trying the products for yourself. So if you haven't tried the products and you would like to, then please just get in touch with Eleanor, because she's got samples and she'd absolutely love you to give her some feedback on it, because the products are fabulous. And I think actually one of the biggest things from doing business is you have to believe in a product in order to be able to authentically recommend it. Otherwise you couldn't do the business, and the products are just amazing. So I'd like to just point out, for the bottom of the slide, you can see there is our not allowed list. And that states what we don't have in our products. So this is constantly being updated as new research comes out and shows what's not safe. And Arbonne has an incredible scientific research and development board. They're based over in the USA, and we invest a lot of money into research and development, and we continually update our formulations. And what I do love about it is we are not afraid to take a best-selling product, take it off the market and reformulate it if we find something new out about any of the ingredient that may be in there. So for example, our RE9 range, which is our healthy aging range, which is the best selling range that we have and has been going for 40 years, that's been reformulated, I think it's 3 times now. Just over the years, if we've learned new things about products, we will take it off and we will reformulate it. But because we do our independent clinical trials, our reformulations still work amazingly and it still works well. So that is a really, really important thing for me. So just a couple of ingredients, I guess, to point out. So we don't allow petrolatum, which is a byproduct of the petrol industry. Another word for it you may have come across is mineral oil. It's often used as a cheap filling agent or a cheap bulking agent because it's cheap. And basically what it does is blocks your skin, so it can cause aging, and it's found in some of the most expensive skincare ranges out there. So whatever you do, see petrolatum, anything petroleum, mineral oil, don't use it. You don't need it on your skin. We also have phthalates. Phthalates? Awful at pronouncing that one. But what it is an artificial preservative, and that has been linked to health concerns as well. So you don't need that. No, we've got no synthetic dyes or anything like that. No sodium lauryl sulfate, which is in everything. And I'm really shocked because actually it's in so many baby products out there. It's the first or second ingredient that you'll see. So with us not having it in any of our products, what it means is it's completely safe to use on babies, people who suffer with eczema or have skin irritations. But it genuinely, you'll be surprised how this stuff is everywhere. So if you do suffer with any skin irritations, check the products, specifically the sodium lauryl sulfate, because you don't want that on your skin. But if you don't know why it's important not to have any of these, then please do some research, as I don't think there is enough education and knowledge out there to the consumer about what they're putting on their skin. They just trust it because, you know, some celebrity has recommended it. So really, if anything you do today is just go check and see what's in the products that you're using. So talking about the products, on the next slide, we have got a bit of a snapshot of the range that Arbonne have. So we have over 500 products. So there literally is something for everyone. So we have skincare. So we have all the different types of skincare. So that's for acne-prone skin, for sensitive skin, people suffer with things like rosacea, a dehydrated skin. We have got some of my favourite skincare. My favourite skincare is the RE9 Healthy Aging range, which is just phenomenal, and you can see results within 12 to 24 hours. Again, you don't believe me, try the products from Eleanor and try them for yourself because they are phenomenal. And we've also got things like the Arbonne Intelligence range, so that uses retinol-based products. And retinol is a great product for anti-aging or healthy aging, as I prefer to call it. So that helps with fine lines and wrinkles and skin texture and things like pigmentation spots. So really, beautiful ranges that we have. We also have a nutrition range, which is something that, as I said earlier, I'm very passionate about that. It's made a really big difference to my health. So that's the 30 Days to Healthy Living program. And that focuses on gut health, and it's a plan to get you looking and feeling better kind of from the inside, so you feel healthy on the outside as well. And that provides you're provided with accountability, recipes, everything that you need to achieve your health goals and create healthier habits. So typically people find that they get better skin, they have more energy, they sleep better. The weight loss is a byproduct of it, and you clear your mind and you feel really fabulous. So within the nutrition range is also the 5 Day Sport range, which is Informed Sport approved, so athletes can use it and do use it. We also have a really large range of kind of personal care products, hair care, body wash, spa range, and the baby range, which I use on my daughter as well. So, and then on top of that is the makeup. So I really believe that actually makeup is an extension really of your skincare, because why bother having a great skincare regime and then putting makeup that's just full of toxins on your skin? It's kind of counterproductive. So our makeup has won a lot of beauty awards, which I'm incredibly proud of. It also gets featured in magazines a lot, which this is really important. So Arbonne do not pay for any advertisement. We don't do that. So our products are going into these magazines purely on the fact that the editors want them in there because the products are really good, and that's amazing. So they've tried our products, they love them, and they want to feature them in their magazines. The makeup is used on catwalks. It's also used on the X Factor and also in magazines. But the X Factor, which is something brilliant, the X Factor they've gone vegan only on their makeup products now. So Arbonne is used a lot in there. So anytime you see the X Factor, and you know they do some incredible transformations, it's Arbonne products being used, which is incredible. So that's the range. But if you put your business hat on for a second, these are products that people are using every single day. So have a think. for those of you listening, did you take a shower today? And if you did, kind of hoping that you did, we're kind of at, 8:30 right now, so, but hopefully you've had a shower. So when you were in the shower, you probably used some shower gel, a cleanser maybe, you washed your hair, shampoo, conditioner, then you got out, you dried yourself, maybe you put some moisturiser on, you used a few products on your skin, so moisturisers, a few face products, maybe you brushed your teeth with deodorant, then you came downstairs, maybe you put your makeup on. You can get ready with 5 products. Some people put 20 products, 50, like more than that, products on their face in terms of when they're doing their makeup. And then maybe use some nutrition, so some supplements or anything like that. So those products, before you've actually left your house, you've probably used anywhere between 20 to 40 products every single morning, which is kind of like, whoa, when you think about it, that's a lot of products. And I don't really care what anybody says, but despite there being a massive recession on, I'm still not going to walk out the house without having a little bit of makeup on. So whether that's me having some mascara on and some lippy, I'm still going to buy those things. So that's why this business is incredible, because you're still going to, these are all consumable items, and no matter what happens, I'm still going to be buying them. So a chunk of my income is still going on buying these products no matter what. And so part of this business model that we show you is how you change what is an expense on all products that you're going to be using anyway, and bringing that and making that into an income. So you're using the products every single day. Other people are using these products, so therefore you've got your potential client base is absolutely massive, and people are buying them anyway, so why not buy from you? And especially when I've just told you all about how safe, pure and beneficial the products are. Also, all these products run out and people will buy again. So you make a recommendation once for, say, a primer or a mascara or a skincare product, whatever it might be, people love them, and then they continue to buy them and they reorder again and again and again. So you continue to get paid every single time they order based on the one time that you recommended that product. And that, for me, blew me away, because it just made sense about how having a consumable product is such a business sense. So if we scooch on to the next slide, I'll kind of explain how that all comes together and how that works. So I mentioned earlier that social marketing or network marketing is just a different business model to the traditional retail model that you can see on there. So as you can see, the traditional retail model, if you were to buy skincare the traditional way, by going to a shop and picking it up off a shelf, then that product would have gone through multiple stages before it gets into your hands. So it starts at the manufacturer, and then it goes through to the wholesaler, and then it goes and sits in a couple of different warehouses before massive millions and millions of pounds are spent on a sales force of celebrity endorsements. So that might be Cheryl Cole flicking her hair telling you she's worth it, when, let's face it, she probably doesn't use those products. But then finally it gets to the shop floor, and that's where you come in. You come in and you buy, but think about it, that shop has got overheads in terms of rent of a building, running of a building, in terms of lighting, in terms of the maintenance of the building, and then you've got the staff that need to fill it and obviously serve you, so that all needs to be paid for. So all of that needs to be paid for, and you as the consumer essentially are paying for it. So by the time you go into Boots or Debenhams or House of Fraser or John Lewis, wherever it may be, and you pick your product up off the shelf, about 70% of what you're paying for is that top layer of process to get it from the manufacturer to you, the consumer. Whereas you're probably getting about 30% actually in the quality of your product. And something else that I would never know is that a product really needs to have, if it's going in the high street, a 7-year shelf life, because it can sit in warehouses for years and years and years before it actually gets to the shop floor. So therefore there has to be some additives, preservatives and things like that in order to preserve that product, whereas Arbonne don't have any of that. So when I realised that, and realised that essentially what I was doing when I was buying product elsewhere was just paying for a process, I realised I didn't want to do that. I just want to pay for the quality of the product. And so what I like about the social marketing, the network marketing model, is that we flip that. So, and we cut out all those middlemen, as you can see from that slide there. So as independent consultants, Eleanor and I essentially are the marketing force. So we don't pay for advertising. We simply speak to people and recommend products. And that we know people are going to benefit from, which is the best thing, because we've tried them and we can authentically recommend them. So what happens is people log in via your personal website, which is what you get when you sign up with Arbonne. They order their products online, and then the products go from our manufacturer, which is based in Northampton, and they go straight to the door of our clients. So Arbonne deals with all of that. They deal with the delivery, the packaging, they deal with the money going through the website. We don't have to deal with any money. We don't have to store any product in our house or anything like that. It just works kind of, I guess, like Amazon, like you would log into your account, order something, and it arrives. So as a result of that, the money is saved in comparison to the traditional retail method. So we can put more money into a higher quality products, research and development. So we're always cutting edge to you, the consumer. And obviously, as consultants, we are paid by Arbonne for that recommendation, and for being that kind of that marketing arm, essentially. So we're representing Arbonne, and then the consumer gets a higher quality product for an affordable price. So whereas in your traditional retail, kind of 70% is the process, 30% is the quality, we flip that. 30% is the process and 70% is the quality of the product you're getting. And I absolutely love that. Now, one of the biggest things for me, when I was introduced to Arbonne, I was thinking, oh God, is it going to be like Avon? Am I going to have to go and like knock on doors and put brochures? And I was like, I haven't got time for that. But because we don't deal with the money, because this is all online, it can be fit into kind of the nooks and crannies of your life. And it's something that we're doing every single day anyway. We are recommending products and recommending things to people every single day. I mean, I don't know about you, but if I go to a restaurant, I will always recommend it to people. I did it just last night. And that restaurant, when my friend goes to that restaurant, they don't pay me a thank you check for sending people to their restaurant. Whereas with Arbonne, that's exactly what they do. So some people get really worried about, oh, how am I going to do this? And all of that support, all of that infrastructure is there. And the person who introduces you to the business, so Eleanor, and she'll show you exactly how to get started and what you do with your business. You just need to make sure that you're coachable and that you just follow the system that she'll show you. So I fit this in and around. So I work 3 days a week. I also have my daughter, but I basically can't do any work around because she's a crazy toddler. So I fit it into 8 to 10 hours, kind of more evenings, mornings, weekends, around me. And actually, what I really just did is stop watching Netflix. That is genuinely how I found 8 to 10 hours a week, and I decided I'd turn that into building a business and an asset income for me and my family. So that's how we got going. But why Arbonne and why now? I wonder, you're probably thinking to yourself. So if we could snip onto the next slide, Eleanor. So a lot of people nowadays, and you may resonate with this, are realizing that the traditional work model of the 9 to 5, which actually isn't 9 to 5 anymore, just doesn't give them flexibility that they want in their life. And everyone is looking for flexible working. Health and wellness is such, and well-being is such a massive part nowadays. And so lots more people are thinking about becoming entrepreneurial. So this can actually be quite scary for some people, because in the traditional business sense, entrepreneurialism probably means kind of lots of upfront investment, high levels of risk associated with it. And that for me, when I was thinking about something, I was like, oh, I don't have the capital to start up something massive, or in fact the time that it would take. Whereas what is great about Arbonne and what really appealed to me is that you are setting your business up under a much bigger infrastructure of a 40-year-old legacy company of Arbonne. A lot of that risk is just taken away, because essentially they're creating the website, they create all the marketing materials, they do all the research and development on the products, and they bring the new products to market. That's all taken care of for you. All you are doing is recommending and sharing these products with people. So you'll be able to become an entrepreneur, but without the startup costs and without the risks. And that is massively appealing. So you're also able to fit this into part-time hours, like I said, and earn a really, really great income. So one of the biggest things for me that I spoke about at the beginning was about the leveraging of our time. So the fact is that you recommend products once, and then people continue to repeat orders, and you get paid every single time that they do that through a commission. Also, because part of this business is not only recommending products, it's also leadership, and we train and mentor other people how to start their own businesses. And as a thank you for Arbonne for helping to support people to develop their own businesses and to become successful, Arbonne pay you what's called an override on that. So this doesn't come out of the pocket of the people who are within the team. This is paid totally independently by Arbonne. And that means that everyone in your team, they still get paid directly for the work and the effort that they're putting in, but Arbonne are just supporting the person who introduced them to the business as a thank you. So if you're helping a lot of people to become successful, you'll earn a bit from a bigger chunk essentially. And this creates a great environment where actually it's in everybody's interest to become successful. So everyone is supportive, everyone is encouraging. And the positivity, and it's just absolutely incredible. It's just a lovely, lovely environment to be within. But what I find really interesting, and when you think about time leverage, that means if you say, for example, I'm working 10 hours a week and I help 5 other people to work 10 hours a week, then essentially I am earning off 60 hours. So my 10 hours and the 10 hours of those 5. Now, if those 5 people show 5 more people, then actually you're getting paid on 135 hours worth of work, but you're still only working those 10 hours. Now, if those 5 people show another 5 people, you're working on 635 hours of worth of work, but again, you're still only working 10. Now, this is just an example, but it kind of shows you the compound effect and the time leverage element of it, and how that kicks in. And that's how you can be at home with your family, you can be away on holiday, but you're still earning an income. I think it's absolutely genius. And when people actually understand that, it is incredible and it's so powerful. Because a normal working method, for example, in my corporate role as a project manager, is I work an hour, I get paid an hour. If I want to earn more money, I have to work harder and work more hours. Whereas with this, over time, you're building an asset, which grows more and more as you keep working your business. Also, what I love about this is it's extremely fair. So, and I'll give you a prime example. The girl who was in the year below me, who was a solicitor, she was introduced to Arbonne by one of her friends. They got to the same level within Arbonne, but because my friend, the girl who's a solicitor, she worked harder, she overtook the girl who introduced her to the business. And that's the power, that's the absolute power of it. It's based on your effort. If Ellen decided, I'm going to work harder than Emma, then she will absolutely overtake me in this business, because we don't have any cap. It's about your effort that you put in. And I like that, because I think effort-based is what the world should be about. So another element of why Arbonne, why now, is the fact that we are focused on health and wellness, and that is just such a booming industry. You know, people aren't going to start saying, oh, I want to look older, or I want to be less healthy, or, you know, I want to have less energy and I want to have worse sleep. They're not going to say that. People are just saying they want to feel their best. So this is just a fantastic market in which to be in. So how does it work? If we go on to the next slide, essentially it's really, really simple. So what I do on a day-to-day basis, and how I started my business, was I stopped buying things that I was going to be buying anyway, and a considerable chunk of my income was going towards from other department stores and paying in their pocket. I started to buy them from my own shop at a massive discount, so I was getting a higher quality product at an amazing 35 to 50% discount, which is what you get when you become an independent consultant and you build your business. And then all I did was to start sharing those products or the business with people, and that's how I get paid. And all of this is what you learn from your mentor. We have a system, and you're shown how to do it all. So it is really, really simple how to kind of get started and how to start building your business. So how do we get paid? I'm sure you're probably thinking. So if we switch on to the next slide, there are 4 ways that you can get paid in Arbonne. The first is, as I mentioned, through commissions. So when somebody comes, they come to my website, which is provided by Arbonne when you sign up, and they go to the URL, they put some products in their basket, they get then shipped directly to their house by DPD, who give you an hour limit when they're going to come and deliver. And if you're not in, then you can go and pick it up from your local kind of those boxes that they have, or you can have it resent to somewhere else or deliver on day. So it really, really works for you. So that's through commissions. The second way is through override, which is what I mentioned. If you build and mentor and help people to become successful in their own Arbonne businesses, then you can earn an override as well as the total volume that goes through your business. So at the third level, third is a Mercedes-Benz cash bonus. So within Arbonne, there are 4 levels of management. At the third and fourth level, then you get a cash bonus to drive a Mercedes-Benz. It has to be white, that's the Arbonne colour, but any Mercedes-Benz of your choice. At this level, you also get things like Tiffany at Christmas, you get flowers on your birthday, and you get chocolate at Valentine's Day, which is just lovely because when was the last time anybody got flowers from their job? Do you know what I mean? Or a present at Christmas that was Tiffany, you know? The fourth way is through cash bonuses. And so at every single level, you can earn a cash bonus based on your turnover and the effort that you put into your business that month. And again, you know, so for example, the level that I'm at, the cash bonus is £125 per month. Actually, this month the bonuses are doubled, so I could be earning an extra £250 on top of my paycheck, and just for doing what I should be doing anyway. I mean, when was the last time anybody got, you know, a £250 bonus check that you could earn every single month from their job just for doing what you should be doing anyway? Like, it's incredible. It's fantastic. It's a really, really great recognition culture. So I mentioned we have a few different levels in the business. And if you are, so there's 4 levels of management. And if you're interested in knowing more about the levels and the income that you can earn at those levels, then what I'll say is just please get in touch with Eleanor and she can share that with you. But essentially, this is a 3 to 5 year business model. So you can go from where you are now to the top of the business. Some people, I mean, I think the quickest person did it in 5.5 months, which is just incredible. But it's typically 3 to 5 years that you can do it. And it is a business model and it is a plan. But it does take consistent work. You have to be willing to be coachable, and you have to be willing to follow the system, and it's a proven system that works. We do so much personal development in this business as well, which is amazing. So as long as you're willing to work and you're willing to kind of work on yourself, then this is totally doable. What I love is that you don't have to wait for somebody at the top of the business to retire or to stop for you to get there. There's absolutely no limit. Like I mentioned in the slide previously, it's all about your effort and what you put into this business. It's effort-based with such a fair compensation plan. So if you work it, you can absolutely get there. So very quickly moving on, the last little slide is just all about global opportunity. So like I said earlier, we're based in 6 countries, and why this is exciting from a business perspective is that we're only in 6 countries, and there are still all those kind of countries in grey on that map that we are going into. So green is where we are, grey is where we're going. Apart from China, we will never go into China because in China every product has to be tested on animals by law, so we will never go into that kind of culture. But like I said, it's unheard of that we're not global for a 40-year company. So really, we're only just getting started, and that's exciting. The fact we have social media now, so we can expand on our network, we can reach out to people who are in all these different countries, and Arbonne still deals with everything for that. So for example, a girl in my team has now got a client who's over in Australia, that she didn't have to do the conversion of prices to dollars or anything like that, or worry about any of that. That's all done. Arbonne have got a team over in Australia. They do all that for her. So they deliver the prices, the legals, the deliveries, the whole infrastructure. But we have a global business now as a result of that, which is just incredible. So it is a very, very exciting time to join Arbonne. So based on what I've kind of just told you there, if you go over to the next one then, thank you. That's really an overview of how this business works. And there are 3 different ways that you can get involved. So the first one is to do exactly what Ella and I have done and become an independent consultant. So it is usually £30 to start your business, and actually sometimes I'm kind of like, I wish it was more expensive, because actually it just seems too easy. But £30 to start your business, and what that gives you is your own URL with your website, with all your shop and everything on there, which actually people spend tens of thousands of pounds in developing websites. And something which is fantastic is that over the next 4 years, Arbonne are putting £50 million in developing our website. So £10 million this year, and over the next 4 years on. So I'm so excited, and that's kind of what the investment by having Group Share as our parent company has brought into us as well. That is amazing. So what we're really focusing on is making it really slick for the user, and so they can shop and they can find everything as easy as possible. So that's really exciting. So yes, you get your website, you get eligibility to trade in the 6 countries that we're in. You get all of your marketing material, you get so much free training and all the support to really develop your business, which is just incredible. Especially when you think about what you have in your hands based on kind of everything I've just told you over the course of this presentation. So yeah, and also you get fabulous discount on products. You get to go to Las Vegas for our global training conference. We have conferences each year in the UK as well, and then loads of additional trainings and things like that. It really is fantastic. But if you just think, no, I'm not interested in becoming a consultant, then absolutely fine. You might have heard something tonight or in other presentation that we did about the product and thought, you know what, I really like the culture of this company and I like what I hear about their products. So you might want to become a client or a preferred client. Preferred client is the loyalty scheme that we have. Usually it is £10 for a year to join that, and you get between 20 to 40% off all of your products. This month, because of the promotion we have on, it's absolutely free with a very small qualifying order to become a preferred client and get that discount for a full year. So that could be the Healthy Living program that we do. It could be looking at your skincare and your makeup. So have a chat with Eleanor about that if you're interested in becoming a preferred client. Well, then finally, you might want to become a host and host an evening for Eleanor. So maybe just getting a bunch of girlfriends or guys around together and talking about the nutrition, we're talking about the kind of skincare or makeup, and just having a really, really nice evening. And as a thank you for being a host, we flatter you with gifts and extra discounts and things like that. So a really beneficial one, and also to be able to support Eleanor to grow her business. So if we go on to the very final slide, and that one says dream big. So I was asked these questions when I first started just before I started my business, and they really, really got me thinking. So there's 2 questions on there, and it is, if you keep what you are doing now, where will you be in 5 years' time? And when someone said that to me, it got me scared, and I was just like, oh God, I'm just going to be working my way up that corporate ladder, even more stressed, with less time, and not really being there for my family. And I didn't want that in my life. I knew something had to change. So that might resonate with you, and it's a really, really good one to think about. And I think a lot of people, when they hear about this business, they're like, oh, could I do it? Can't I do it? What happens if it doesn't work? And don't think that. Just think, what happens if it does work? And what could I do with this? It really is an incredible opportunity to create a passive income and really make some amazing changes in your life. So I will leave you on that note with those kind of questions. Eleanor, I don't know if there is anything else that you want to add, but I'll just say thank you ever so much for your time and for listening to this video.
Thank you so much, Emma. I mean, the detail you go into is amazing, and your knowledge is just second to none. I think probably there are 2 things that I think really resonate with me. Obviously, I love the business, I've decided to do it, and I love the products as well. But I think first, something that I don't think I highlighted enough was the community in which you are part of when you start this business and when you join the company. The personal development and the support you get that's so nurturing from not just for me, from Emma, but from the whole of the upline, from the whole of the team, whether it be face-to-face, whether it be in online meetings, whether it be just in our WhatsApp group, is something that I actually never expected when I decided to say yes to Arbonne. So for me, that's just one thing that I've really felt over the last couple of month or so, the last couple of weeks, that's really stood out to me. And I think secondly, the other thing is that I was probably going to change my consumer habits anyway. So for me, it was the perfect fit that Arbonne came along and doesn't test on animals, is all vegan, is gluten-free nutrition. And actually by doing the 30 days, and this is something I mentioned in the product launch that Emma and I did, like Emma was saying, the products completely changed my lifestyle. And actually doing the 30 days to healthy living changed my attitude to food and has made me even more conscious of what I'm putting in my body and then what I'm putting on my skin, because ultimately that's absorbed into my body. And I think that's also completely contributed to just my awareness, and that's actually impacted not just my lifestyle, but then anything I purchase now going forwards. I'm really conscious as to what's happened to it, how has it been created, what has it impacted to get to me. So I think those are just two really key points for me, which is why I feel that this is such a good path for me and is so in tune with everything I was looking for, which is why I suggest to Arbonne.
Amazing. And it's so lovely to hear that. I mean, I mentioned it earlier about having a client who has just been really impacted by the 30 days, but the fact that that has impacted you so much as well, even before you even did it as a business. And I think that's just one of the power of it. It's amazing.
Yeah. So obviously I did the 30 days before I even started the business, and I tried the products before I even started the business, and was going to repurchase them all at the retail price. So for me, it was a complete win-win to have the opportunity to start this business and get discount on the amazing products that I was going to buy anyway. So I guess there's lots of food for thought here. If you want to either have a one-to-one conversation with me, if you want to jump on a call with both Emma and I to discuss your personal circumstance, or just to ask us a few more questions, please just reach out. I'll put all of the links in the description on YouTube from here. Connect with me, and you could see perhaps how you could start your Arbonne story and say yes to Arbonne. So thanks so much as well to Emma for presenting tonight, and thanks so much for watching.
Brilliant. Thank you, Eleanor. All right then, take care everyone.
Bye. Bye.